Go.
Hey guys, welcome to Young Mindset. This is a channel where we interview people's career paths and businesses. My name is Arlen.
And my name is Franklin, and today is our guest star, Josh. Josh, how you doing, man?
I'm good. How are you guys?
We're doing awesome, bro.
Yeah, we're doing awesome.
Yeah, thanks for coming on our show.
No problem, man.
Yeah, Josh. So, just the first question, just give us a bit of background about the sheet metal industry.
Sure. So basically, the way our company started, it all started with my father-in-law, Matt Will, and Matt started this company back in 1995, and basically took a business that was failing and kind of run down and turned it into a really prosperous, successful company. And then we took that company, and within the last year, we've kind of extended the family company, and me and my wife have taken over the whole New Jersey section and basically are making the New Jersey market our own market, and are going to carry on the family business to extend it into New Jersey, where there honestly isn't much competition as far as what we do in this state. So we're going to kind of bridge that gap between everyone from New Jersey used to have to go to Western Pennsylvania to get any kind of the materials that we manufacture.
Yeah.
And now they're going to be able to get it here directly from the manufacturer. So our goal is to kind of help out the farmers and the metal roofing industry that really had a hard time doing their job here in New Jersey because of lack of materials.
Awesome, man. Oh, so just a follow-up question. So who are I guess your main customers, or what is sheet metal, I guess, mostly attributed both for?
So basically, the main thing that we manufacture is metal roofing and siding. That was the whole start of the business. Honestly, it all started around the agricultural community. It all started with barns and tin roofs on houses, and it's grown from that to so much more. Basically, it went from your standard tin on a roof that everyone thinks of old cabins in the woods, or your agricultural panels that are on a barn, and it's transformed into beautiful standing seam on multi-million-dollar homes, and then board and batten on beautiful commercial buildings, and now it's moving into the residential market. We've been able to develop metal siding. We used to be able to get aluminum siding, which is fairly common, but it's not super strong. We now make it out of steel with a 40-year warranty, where that's kind of unheard of. It goes up just like vinyl, and people see that and they think, wow, we can put this stuff on our house, and it's going to make our house a lot safer, a lot better soundproofing for the house. It's fire resistant, so that's a big thing for out here in the Pines as well. But we've also developed interior stuff, so window trim, crown molding. They're really the possibilities of what we can do with the machinery we have are endless, and we've created some really, really cool stuff. I'll definitely send you guys some pictures of the stuff that we're starting to create. We have a guy named Larry who works in our shop in Pennsylvania, and he's a total artist. I mean, he just looks at something and he can create just about anything and wrap it in metal.
Cool. And when you were starting this business, what would you say were your biggest challenges?
I mean, everyone's biggest challenge when they're starting something is money.
Yeah.
Especially the whole idea of your guys' show, a young entrepreneur. for someone that's young, it's, most of us haven't built credit yet as far as like long-term credit. So getting loans to start a business as a young person is really hard.
Yeah.
It's nice because I was fortunate enough to have a strong support network, and I would say that's a big thing, is trying to have a support network of people that will support you mentally, physically, and financially.
Mm-hmm.
Even if it's just like for co-signing for a loan, that kind of helps a lot.
Yeah, of course. I mean, right now, just starting off, like, having no credit and, getting the financial support to start your business is just difficult enough. I remember, I mean, offset, we were talking about location. How was getting your location? Just starting that location crazy.
That was like almost impossible. We were like really close to the point of, giving up finding something out here, because even like locations that we would find that would be nice for us, really none of them ever checked all the boxes. You would have places that were either really nice but not enough room, or enough room but terrible location, so you wouldn't get any road frontage. And for a starting business, like especially what we do, you want to have some road frontage and access to tractor trailers, and having them being able to get in and out. So like, I mean, we checked all over. We were constantly on the hunt for a place, and like nothing was either right or it was either way out of our price range. I mean, some of the places we looked at were, $9,000 a month.
Oh my God!
And you just can't expect to start a business like that.
Yeah, I mean, basically like most of the profits right there.
Yeah. And then on top of that, you have all your utilities and stuff you would never think of, like the LLC licensing fees, your business insurance, all your OSHA approvals.
Yeah.
It's just like so much stuff that you never think of. Like as someone that's running a shop like that, you have to have all the OSHA certifications, like your OSHA 30, to be in a supervisory position in a manufacturing facility. Stuff that I would have never thought of. So that's definitely like another factor in all of it. Just like having someone that it would really help and benefit someone that's looking to start a business, to really find someone maybe that's in a similar industry and ask them, hey, like, what do I need to get started, or what do I need to be in compliance, at least to get my feet off the ground, because that's like a big list of things that you wouldn't think.
So you would say your stepdad was a big help when you started this business? Or I mean your father-in-law? Yeah, sorry. Father-in-law?
Yeah, my father-in-law, I mean, he's been in this industry for, 30 plus years.
Yeah.
And he just, he's been a big help at, like, giving me the guidance along the way and helping us get our initial inventory set up. That's honestly a really, really good point, is the initial setup of, like, you can figure in, okay, I have rent and utilities, and I have everything I need to cover that. Well, now I just need to get my product in here and sell it. Well, then you start like adding up an entire list of things that you need to stock in your store, so that when a customer comes and they want something or need something, they have everything. And let me tell you, that stuff adds up really fast. I mean, before we know it, we're looking at a list of close to $100,000 of materials just to stock the store.
Oh my God! Yeah.
Luckily, we had his help to help us get our initial inventory off the ground, and we're in the process of getting that stuff all set up and getting a list, and it's been a crazy process. We got very fortunate with the location that we found. It does check all the boxes. It's got enough room. good location. It's centrally located in New Jersey, so it's easy to get to from the shore points. It's easy to get to from New York City, Delaware, and Philly. So we're fortunate with our location. We did get really lucky with that.
All right.
Yeah, I just want to go back really quick to what you said about that getting to know someone about who's in a similar industry to like see what can I do. Like I totally agree with that because I remember that when my dad he was starting his business, he does like a used car dealership and he initially didn't get help in the front, but at the first year of his business, he realized that he had like a huge tax bill because in New Jersey he didn't realize there was such a thing as tire tax.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, small.
Yeah, there's a lot of taxes involved. We just had our first year to file for having my LLC and my business. We completed our first year. Our first full year will be in May, but our first tax year was this year. And I'll tell you what, man, going to the accountant for the first time after starting a business and saying you need to file taxes for my business is very intimidating. You don't really know what to expect. My biggest advice of that would be get a really good accountant. Because they make life so much easier. We're getting involved with like QuickBooks. QuickBooks is a real pain to use, but once you get everything set up in it, I think it'll be easier. Our first year we did all on paper books. And don't be afraid to do paper books on your first year because some people, like most businesses, they'll do their first 2 years on paper books until they get everything set up because QuickBooks is expensive and it takes a lot just to learn that. So it'd be a lot to put on somebody to try and learn QuickBooks, learn all the aspects of starting a business, learn how to run their business and manage it, and do all that at the same time. So your first year or two, I would say, don't be afraid to use paper books.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Oh,
some good advice right there.
Mm-hmm.
And I know, to get those skill sets was pretty difficult. What skill sets would you say that actually helped you out a lot in opening up this business?
Honestly, I would say something that helped me personally out a lot, skill-wise, was honestly the military. Me and you, Arlen, have kind of both been in the same mindset over the last couple years, and we're persistent. And when we start something, we like to finish it. So that in itself has really gotten me through things. Another thing that's helped is like patience. I'm a pretty patient guy. When it comes to like stuff with the business, I don't think I used to be this patient, but dealing with waiting on townships and waiting on approvals for everything, and even something as simple as waiting for Comcast to get back to me about our internet. Everything takes so much time, and it can be really frustrating at first, but you get to a point where you're finally like, well, I can't do anything to speed it up. I'm just going to have to sit here and wait and let it go. And everything works out eventually, but it definitely, like, patience and persistence. There's a lot of times where, we were kind of taught resiliency. And there's a lot of times when you're starting a business where you'll get down on yourself and you'll be like, man, this is so much, it's so overwhelming. I don't know if we can do it. It's just too much. And you gotta push through those times because eventually everything will work out. But it's really stressful. It's still stressful. Your first couple years, of owning any business, no matter what industry you're in, are going to be stressful. Especially if you have employees, because once you have employees, it's not just you that you have to worry about. You have to worry about your employees and their families, and make sure that everyone's taken care of at the end of the day. So there's a lot that goes into it, but I would say, being resilient, being patient, and just focusing on getting to the end goal.
And how would you say you managed that stress? When you were going through those hard times.
Honestly, it's nice to kind of get away from doing our normal day-to-day business, trying to focus on that. And obviously I work full-time at the facility still, working on the helicopters, and it is nice to kind of get away from focusing on the business for a day and go there and focus on something else and get a fresh restart, for the next day. And you're like, all right, well, now I have to get this done and that done. And talking to friends, talking to friends, even if your friends aren't involved in your industry or your business at all, like venting to your friends, they might have, a really great idea that you would have never thought of that makes your life a lot easier. So talking to your friends and really anyone you meet, be really kind of an open book when it comes to what you're trying to do and your goals. And you might meet somebody simply like, going to the bar or going out to dinner, and you run into somebody and they're like, oh, well, I run this business and I can probably help you out with X, Y, and Z with, transportation or this or that. And, you just sometimes you cross paths with the right people and they can give you the right advice or the right help you need. So I would say, try to reach out to people. Don't feel like you have to do everything on your own, because that'll kind of put you in a tough spot.
Good advice right there.
I guess I have a question. So, did COVID affect your business in any way? Like, for example, I knew that during early COVID that there was definitely like a lot of supply shocks in the supply chain, and a lot of people like were having trouble getting the materials they need in order for their end product.
Sure. So at first, COVID affected us, but not in the way you would think. COVID, when it kind of hit and everyone was stuck at home, we boomed. We had the busiest winter that we have had in a long time because people were stuck at home and they wanted to do projects. And I have never seen so many people build chicken coops in my life. But apparently they thought the apocalypse was coming and they needed chickens. So we were really busy for, most of the winter. And we never stopped. We never slowed down. We were kind of hoping we were going to slow down and catch up on things. But we just boomed. And now, over the last 2 months, we're finally starting to get a negative effect from COVID, as far as steel shortages. My father-in-law told me that in 35 years, this is the worst steel shortage he's ever seen in his life.
Wow.
So our issue is most of the steel we use comes from the mills in West Virginia. And those mills are the same mills that produce the metal for the auto manufacturing industry. So they get milled out and rolled in the same mills, and it also gets painted in the same mills, just like the car parts and the car shells. So basically, when the auto manufacturing industry slowed down, they still had a bunch of metal left for us. So we didn't have an issue for a good part of a year. But now that things have picked back up, the auto industry has, tripled what it was doing over the winter and over the last year, and are trying to catch up and reproduce all these cars. But unfortunately, the steel mills are still at like a 40% capacity as far as employees. So the steel mills just can't keep up, and their priority is the auto manufacturing industry. So anyone that's getting I-beam steel, our rolled steel, our aluminum, anyone that's getting any metal products in the United States that's U.S. stamped steel is at a shortage right now. So that has been really hard as far as prices have gone up drastically. And on top of that, it's just availability in general. We're having such a hard time just getting metal to provide customers with it. So we're kind of outsourcing to other mills, other industries that are dealing with sheet metal as well, and things they don't have that they need that we have. Trying to make deals with each other. And, yeah, it's been crazy. It's been really hard.
Yeah, those are sectors that not a lot of people, probably know about. No one really thinks that, oh, COVID hit and we're running out of metal. But that's very very interesting. So how have you been dealing with that?
We've just been trying to get through it, and unfortunately, we had to raise our prices.
Yeah.
We've had some customers that have just plain said, well, they're going to have to wait, and, left us. But it's across the board. It's not just us. It's, your major metal manufacturers that do the same industry we do and manufacture the same things we do. I mean, they're dealing with the same things, so it's across the board. And it's affecting everybody. I mean, fuel has gone up drastically.
Yeah.
Everything has gone up, so everyone's expenses, no matter what industry you're in right now, everyone's expenses and costs have gone up. It's been really, really difficult. We haven't been super concerned about it until I'd say the last month is when we're really starting to kind of like, hey, we really need to make kind of a backup plan here for where we're going to get things and how we're going to acquire things.
Okay.
So I mean, we're a pretty deep-rooted family company, and we like to stay with our suppliers and keep with our people we do business with. But even they are like, hey, we get it if you need to go somewhere else to get certain products, because they don't want to see these smaller businesses having issues.
Yeah, of course. And in this industry, you think loyalty goes a long way?
I would say so. Usually when you get a customer, like a contractor or, somebody that's using your materials, like a builder, and they're using them a lot, they want to stick with the same person, especially roofers, because once a roofer gets, in with the company and they're making the materials they like, and they know exactly what to order, how to order it, it just becomes part of their system and their routine. Roofers like a routine and they like it to be easy, because when you're pricing out roofs and siding and all that, it can get kind of tricky. And when they stick with a certain company, it makes just life easier for them and for us, because we know what they want, they know what we make, and it makes the whole process a lot faster.
Okay. I have a quick question. What advice would you recommend in order to build good relationships with your suppliers?
Sure. So, our biggest thing that suppliers like from us, that separates us from most other people in our industry, is speed and turnaround time. And that has really helped us build good relations with people, because I'll get a customer here from New Jersey, and they've dealt with A.B. Martin, who's like one of our competitors, and they'll say, hey, we order or tried to order through this company, and they told us that it's a 6-week wait until we can get our product. What can you do? And they give me their order list, and I say, well, I can have it ready next week. or smaller orders. I can say I can have it ready by this Friday, and it's on Tuesday. So like our big thing is speed, and customers appreciate that. Not only because it helps them, but it also kind of it makes them feel like you're going out of your way to help them and to make what they're trying to do happen. So that goes a long way when people feel like they're really getting their money's worth.
Yeah.
And honestly, people will pay a lot of money for good service and fast service.
Of course.
So in any industry, especially where we live in New Jersey, New Jersey is a fast-paced life. It's not like out west or down south. When someone comes to you and they want to buy something, they want it now.
Yeah.
Which is pretty much why Amazon has grown so much, is because, hey, I've got Amazon Prime. If I want something, I go on my phone, I look it up, I click buy now, and it's in my house in 2 days.
Yeah.
And that's the big thing. I mean, even if stuff's more expensive on Amazon, I mean, I'm guilty of it. I buy stuff from Amazon, even if it's more expensive, because I can have it in 2 days.
Yeah, of course, man. That customer obsession. Yeah. So for the final question, to any of the viewers out there, I know you gave some pretty good advice, but do you have any more advice on, anyone that would want to start a sheet metal business?
I would say the biggest thing is check your local industry. Check with just Google who's around where you're trying to set up your business. Find out who's around you, what they do. Find out if there's something they don't make. You can find in any industry, if you can find something in your area that someone doesn't do, and you can find that niche. If you can find that, you can pretty much make a business doing anything. It's all about availability, and if there's one little thing in your area that people don't do, like for us it was the siding. We've just kind of started that, and it's taken off. People love it. I mean, it comes out beautifully. So yeah, I mean, little things like that that will separate you from the rest of the people. Especially, in our industry, we're fortunate. There's not really any other sheet metal manufacturers that do what we do, at least in pretty much in the entire state.
Yeah.
So that's where we kind of cornered the market. But for someone, that's looking to do something like plumbing or, starting an HVAC company or something like that, I mean, you really got to figure out what can set you apart and what's going to make someone pick you over everybody else that's out there, whether it be just your customer service. Like let's say you can guarantee that if you're a plumber and someone calls your office, then you can guarantee that someone will be out there to fix an issue within 24 hours or within 12 hours, and that's your company's guarantee. Something along those lines. You have to set yourself apart from somebody else.
Okay. Well, thank you for coming on our channel, Josh. I really, really appreciate it. Please like and subscribe. Our mission is to bring in as many different professionals from different industries. If there's any specific industries you guys would like us to see, just comment down below. And thank you again, Josh. Really appreciate it.
No problem, man.
Thanks, Josh. You're the best.
See you guys.
See ya.
All right, see you.